Hello, this is Brian. I'm going to show you how to use Martin Light Jockey 2 to run a few light fixtures. So first we have a laptop with Light Jockey installed. We also have a USB dongle which transmits the data via DMX. You plug it into your computer with USB, and then you have your licensing software. It will not run without this. This is like the serial number, so it's actually invaluable, so make sure to keep track of that. There's a lanyard, hopefully it keeps it easier. Also, a light fixture. You can see it's blinking, meaning it's getting no signal yet. So first thing we do is we're going to plug in our hardware before we start the program. I usually plug in, there's 3 USBs, I usually plug the dongle in the back one. Sorry, I only got one hand. And then I plug in the code, or the USB kind of serial key into the middle one. We have some stuff pop up. So now we got everything plugged in. Now we're going to start the program. Okay, first thing you're going to see is 2 big windows pop up and then this little dialog box. The dialog box says Air Launching Program 3D Visualizer. Ignore that. The 3D Visualizer is an add-on program which we don't have installed, so it sees that as an error even though everything will work fine for us. So just click OK, but you do have to click OK because it won't send signal unless you click OK. So now you just see this. If you kind of make this window a little smaller, you'll see our Light Jockey Manager. So there's like 2 ways to go about this. You can set it up for manual control where you control the show, or you can kind of set up this pre-programmed light show, period. I kind of like how you can use the manual control, but then also step away and the automation will take over and kind of keep the show moving, make it change, make all the lights work together, but keep them lively and dynamic. All right, so first I'll show you how to do the manual mode, and then I'll show you how to kind of use the automation that I have programmed into this. So for Light Jockey Manager, this smaller window, the first thing you'll click is Touch Panel. You see a bunch of different options. The ones we're going to use are the 3 at the bottom: movements, color, and blink. So I'm going to click on each of these respectively. Each of them, as you could kind of imagine, controls a different kind of attribute of the light. So these are all your movements. Notice how there's some that are the same, but they have different numbers. So the shorter the seconds, the faster they move. That's kind of the only thing going on there. And you got colors. Pretty self-explanatory, and blink patterns. You just kind of have to mess with it to get a feeling for what each one does. We program these ourselves, and you can always add them and modify them in any way you see fit. So what I'm going to do is, we got our windows pulled up, I got our dongle, I'm going to plug it into our fixture. Alright, so now I can click on things such as movements, so now I'm moving. And click on things like color, like now it's blue, or purple, or excuse me, color scroll. And we have blink patterns, and now we have this kind of color changing fast blink. So I did that manually, but unless I sit here and constantly click, it's going to stay like this indefinitely. And that's cool for a while, but you want to have it change up. So I'm going to minimize all of these windows and kind of show you the other side of this, which is very useful, I find, especially for DJs. If the music's going and high energy, you can really let this automation do some work for you. All right, so you go to up at the top, you got a cue list. Okay, so cue list, it opens up this blank box. At the bottom right, you notice that there's a blue arrow coming out of a folder. Click on that, and the cue list we're going to use today, this time, is Big Fat Cue List MH5 with 29 lines in it. So I'm going to double click on that, and notice it just populated this list. So what I can do is, each one of these lines is actually a different kind of cue that has been programmed. So I'll click on it now. Okay, so this cue is like a slow pulsing red. I'll click on another one, and now this one is similar. Let's try another one. Right. Here we got a kind of a green, a quicker movement with green pulse and kind of circular motion. You can kind of get a feeling how each of these has a different look to it. Well, that's great because that makes it really easy. You just click on something and it changes. Well, what you can do at the bottom, you can either click top and it'll run it from the top, or run and it will run it from wherever you're currently selected. And so it'll kind of gray out everything. But you notice this timer every minute, and you can actually change the times, but every minute you're going to have a different look. So right now it's on this green pulse. In about a minute's time, you're going to have something different, and it's going to kind of scroll through these, and then it'll go back to the top over time. And it really just kind of keeps the lights looking good. They're all coordinated. And what's nice is this can run in the background, but then you can still pull up all your windows, your color, your movements, your blink patterns, and still manually control it. So right now I just clicked random fast and fast color scroll, so it's that same movement, but now it's changing. Now I'm going to click a new movement, so like I can totally grab control manually and make it a hands-on light show. But then if I kind of walk away, look, it went to another cue in that list. So it'll kind of still continue making the light show happen. Anyway, that's the setup.